It's action. It's drama. It's comedy. It's Decian, the superhero webcomic. Decian's got superhero antics and sexy girls. Read it now at Decian.com. DASIEN.com.
Super fighting robot. Mega Man. 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 Fighting to save the world.
Hello and welcome to Pixels in the Animation. This is episode 55. I am, of course, TFG and Mike. Joining me is TV's Mr. Neil.
Well, stop, Dr. Wowie. Mega Man 8.
Alrighty then. For a second there, I was like, when did Dr. Claw and Dustin Hoffman have a baby?
I just thought he was being Elmer Fudd.
He is kind of like Elmer Fudd.
Yeah. Oh god, and of course Steve Megatron is here. Hello.
That's my piss poor Dr. Wily right now, because I can't do the full-blown loud one.
Oh, yeah. It just boggles my mind that Wily is also Rat Trap and Dinobot and... oh boy.
And Proto Man.
Yeah, well, see, it doesn't, like, that, like, his Proto Man voice sounds nothing like what I've heard him do everywhere else. I don't know, it just, McNeil's Proto Man voice is just, like, so unique to me.
I've heard it elsewhere.
Wait till we get to the Street Fighter cartoon.
Okay.
You'll be hearing it a lot there.
I mean, in my defense, I think I've seen one episode of that Street Fighter cartoon in, God, what is it, 20, 30 years? 20 years?
Not long enough.
Yeah. So we're at the home stretch here. We've got 3 more episodes for Mega Man, and then Neil and I are going to be preparing for combat in episode 58 and 59. Oh boy, we're going to go back to our Super Mario days with those 2 podcasts, folks, because we're going to record 7 reviews in one and 6 in the other, just to get it done and not have it stretch out over 10 episodes of the podcast.
So let me get this straight. You guys are going to do shots during each episode, right?
We're gonna binge and purge.
It's like doing shots on the Star Wars Holiday Special. Take a drink every time Chewie talks.
Oh.
All right, folks, we're going to get into it. We got 3 episodes today. We'll be back after this.
And so, my fellow Robo students, I am very proud to announce the grand opening of your new institution of higher learning, Light University. I have opened my new campus for all of you to learn the many skills of the robo-sciences. To help me continue my research and complete some of my most promising inventions. After all, helping mankind is every robot's prime directive.
Speak for yourself, Light. Oh, don't worry, Proto. In a few hours, the school is going to have a new dean who intends to change the prime directive.
Alright, folks, first up here in episode 55 of Pixels in the Animation for Mega Man is Season 2, Episode 9, Episode 22 overall for the series, Campus Commandos. aired November 5th, 1995. Dr. Light creates a college to school robots in various subjects, not the least of which is how to build his newest invention, an anti-gravity device. Dr. Wily, on the other hand, decides he wants the device for himself and attacks the school to get it, reprogramming many of the students to help him accomplish this task. Dun, dun, dun.
Dumb, dumb, dumb.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is one of those plots, folks, where it is so damn predictable. I mean, Dr. Light creates this school. He has all his builder bots build this school. Not even... I mean, yeah, sure, he thought of security measures, but as soon as he does anything to further science, you know Dr. Wily's going to come in there and fuck it up. And then, why... Okay, so, why is it every time Wily says something like, "Oh, that meddling Dr. Light put up a force field," I think he's just going to start kicking and screaming on the floor like a 2-year-old. This entire episode, he was like a 2 or 3-year-old in the mall, kicking and screaming in the middle of a friggin' mall. Just, oh, boy. And Roll just got rickrolled by Top Man. That's crazy. How did she not see him putting the card behind his back?
I don't know. I didn't get that. I'm like, what? How, did she not see that?
Apparently not.
Is she the dumbest robot in this entire show?
Well, she's annoying, but she's not, like, as dumb as Toad. Planting mind control chips in desserts. Now that's really evil, Dr. Wily. Come on now. And then when Kutzman and Gutsman are serving the dessert, Roll is right fucking there. What the hell? How the fuck does she not see and recognize them? Like, they don't even... They have hats and aprons on. You can see their faces. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. And Dr. Light is just away in his little classroom there. How the hell is he oblivious to the entire mess going on in the rest of the school?
I don't know.
As much as I liked the Mega Man stealth thing last time that they used it, in this episode it just kind of doesn't work. It looks like crap. And I really wish Dr. Wily could make up his mind. Does he want world domination or does he just want citywide domination? Because he's like, oh, I can take over the city.
I don't know.
He doesn't know if he wants to take over the toilet or the trash can or the city, the continent.
I mean, I got a problem with that. This is another one of those episodes where I feel like I missed something because it's like, okay, did he steal an anti-gravity machine just so he could take the building and assume that that's going to put him in charge of the city? Like there still is, like there isn't a police force and people that would stop him anyway. I have this building that makes me king of this city.
Well, you know, if you look at cartoons like this, they pretty much make all the other supporting characters inept and have to turn to the hero of the cartoon. You know, you look at, what's a good example? I don't want to say Batman the Animated Series, but you look at Batman the Animated Series, and sometimes the regular patrolmen don't really do a whole hell of a lot to help the city out.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying. It's like,
yeah.
It's like if he stole the crown and put it on his head, well, I'm the king, and then everyone around him was like, well, he's got a point. It's like, what was going on here? He just thought he could steal City Hall, and that would like seal the deal. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't remember or imagine what a 15-year-old me was thinking when I was watching this show in 1995, other than, hey, it's Mega Man, that's awesome. These plots are just so crazy off the wall, and some of them are so dumb. And it's bad when they do the parodies. And we'll talk about this more later, but Steve, what did you think of this one overall?
Honestly, we could have done without it.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing. I mean, there really is nothing that great about this episode. It was more dumb than anything else. I understand it's a kids program, but kids aren't stupid.
No.
And was that Akira from Virtua Fighter in this show? I swear to God.
It might have been.
It looked like him. I don't think Virtua Fighter is out yet. But still. It looked like the guy was made of polygons.
What did you think of this one overall, Neil?
Just a dumb plot. I didn't get what Wily was trying to do. He was like, with this anti-gravity machine, I will take over the city. No. And the thing with the chips, I mean, come on. I don't know. This feels like, I don't know, someone wrote this on the toilet and just handed it in like 2 minutes.
I hear that's how most of the writing in Hollywood's done these days.
Oh, come on now.
I'm serious. Not even Michael Bay, like everything. It's all recycled. And it does come from crap, so...
There is an internet video that's like a lampoon where they're interviewing a 5-year-old who apparently wrote the last Fast and Furious movie. It's a joke, but still, the point is you kind of get the point. It's written like it's written by a 5-year-old.
When you say the last one, do you mean 6 or 7? The most recent one?
It was a joke. It doesn't matter which one because they're all written like. They're all written like that.
Well, we'll have to agree to disagree on that one. As far as Virtua Fighter goes, it was ported to Saturn in '94 and outside of Japan in '95. So it might have been around at the time this episode was out. Anything else on
Burn it.
Bot College Days?
Burn it.
Campus Commandos?
Burn it.
I'm surprised Neil didn't comment on the cheerleaders at all.
What's to say? They're like...
You mean the ones that aren't there and then they are there?
Yeah, they kind of disappeared and reappeared, and...
It's magic.
There's nothing really to be said about them.
True. Alright, we're gonna move on to the next one.
After almost a year of work, I've finally finished it.
But why the big secret? You didn't even tell us what it is.
It's very important that no one know about this. He's a new experimental robot. I call him Brainbot because he has a genius supercomputer brain.
He does look smart.
I think he's kind of cute.
Hello, I'm Brainbot. Who are you? A dog bot. Very interesting for a dog bot. You have a canine mega transponder with 50 million gigs of memory. Impressive. 5,000 pounds per square inch jaw pressure. You know, you'd be much better with wheels instead of doggy-type paws.
Sounds like Rush is shifting into angry mode. Looks like Rush is going to have to warm up to Brainbot.
Alright, folks, Season 2, Episode 10, Brainbots, written by Mark Jones. Aired November 12th, 1995. Mega Man must prevent Dr. Wily from stealing Dr. Light's new robot, Brainbot. He is too late, and Dr. Wily gets his hands on the robot. But thanks to Mega Man, he doesn't have time to make any adjustments, and the robot ends up helping Mega Man. Dun dun dun. This one is, I think, actually, you have to do some sort of audio retraction, don't you? Because didn't you get a couple episodes mixed up, Neil?
Yeah, on the last episode, I was kind of pressed for time, and I was just watching a playlist, and the playlist, for whatever reason, had this episode as the next episode, and I kind of like fast tracked through it really quickly, and when you guys are describing the episode, I'm like, oh, I don't remember that. Oh, maybe I just missed it. So I just assumed. So I was like, whatever. And then it kind of dawned on me, like, wait a minute, I watched the wrong episode. Yeah, because some of the playlists have the episode order in a kind of a slightly different order. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
This one, my first note was, leave Rush alone, you inferior brain bot. Oh my god. It's like, that poor robo-dog. Jeez, leave him alone. Oh, we must change you, blah, blah, blah. I will say that I think we all want 50 million gigs of memory. Don't we all wish we had that?
Oh, yeah.
What, is it just me, or does Brainbot look exactly like Pidge from Voltron?
He does.
Yep, you would be correct.
Yeah.
Supposedly, he's based on an alternate future version of Mega Man that's from the Game Boy games only.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I forget the name of the character, but I don't know.
I think it's just because his helmet's green and he's got glasses.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason why. Go ahead, Steve.
Question 1, why the hell does a robot need glasses? He should have perfect vision. 2, it's like Green Mega Man.
Yeah. With a different voice, but yeah.
Yeah.
All the bad guys screaming quiet to Brainbot, that's just hilarious. Wasn't the point of them sneaking into the hotel room, wasn't that the point of that a mission of stealth? Hello, Gutsman just crashed down the door after everybody else snuck in quietly. And it, oh man. This isn't recently, but in my pre-recording, my pre-production stuff for certain podcasts, I already have an episode of Movie We Can Review recorded with Movie Revolt Dan and I talking about The Hustler. And I'm sure Neil recognized this, but I'm probably the only one that got Mega Man's joke about Minnesota Fats. After I saw The Hustler. How did he not know that the homing signal was linked to him? Brainbot sits there and homing signal button. Duh, you idiot. What'd you think of this one, Steve?
I mean, I think it's one, I like the happy band of robots that showed up in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I like anytime, I like the combination of Gutsman, Snake Man, Proto Man, Gutsman, and then really anybody else, but Darkman's just kind of weird. But no, I didn't mind Brainbot so much. I mean, yeah, he's kind of that annoying, nerdy, and I think they describe it pretty well, the painfully annoying character. But, it's not a bad episode overall, though.
It's not a bad episode. It's just, it has too many what the hell moments in it. At least for me, it does.
That's children's cartoons from the 90s.
90s, I know. I don't know. Neil, thoughts on this one?
Well, it had the best animation of any cartoon we're talking about tonight. That's kind of... I mean, wow, some of the other episodes that we...
Yeah.
But this one actually, it looks good, so I'll give it that. Yeah, Brainbot was kind of annoying and doesn't really... See, the thing is that he doesn't come back. it's like anytime they introduce a new character, they really can't develop him or do anything. So it's like he gets one episode and then he's gone, and it's like, okay, you kind of learn not to care about the new characters whenever they show up, because you know they're not going to stick around. So
yeah, it's kind of sad that they have to stick to. No, don't get me wrong, Wily, Proto, Cutsman, and Gutsman, I get that, obviously, but it would be nice to see a little bit more variety in the other villain bots that they bring in. Alright, we're going to get to the final episode of this podcast after this.
He's the best candidate for governor we've had in years.
Even the city's top brass turned out to support him. Deacon won't have any problem winning tonight's election.
Hey, Deacon, I'm going to make you one sore loser.
Alright, folks, finally up today we have Season 2, Episode 11, Brobots.
also known as Derp Faces.
Yeah, November 19th, 1995 was the air date. Proto Man supposedly switches sides and Dr. Wily plots to replace city officials with robots. Mega Man is wary of Proto Man and has him watched at all times. He then overhears Proto Man talking to Dr. Wily about his plot and stops the whole thing. Man, you can tell the people at Wikipedia were not really excited about this plot. Oh. I mean, I know it is Wikipedia, but still. This one was just stupid.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
It's like they're trying to do a buddy cop thing, but one of them's a spy.
It's kind of like they meshed Beverly Hills Cop and I Spy into one thing, and it didn't work. Who was the other villain here? Did he say Hitman?
Hickman.
No, I don't think so.
Bret Hart's in this episode?
That would have been better than what we actually got. Proto Man says out in the open that he's on the bad guy's side. What the hell? Wouldn't anyone have heard that? Especially Rush. He's a super dog.
And plus, I know that they're writing these very quickly, but Jesus Christ, some subtlety, guys. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least milk it until the first commercial break.
Yeah, really. I think the one piece of animation I loved out of this episode was when Proto Man rode the water up and it was just nothing but a shadow. When the water comes up out of the manhole cover, close to the end,
yeah.
When we see him floating up, you don't see him, you see what essentially looks like a Peter Pan shadow. I thought that was pretty cool. A duplicate, really, Wily? It's like you stole Hardak's plans. Hardak executed this so much better in Batman the Animated Series. Duplicate. Ugh. Steve, thoughts?
I saw what they were going for, but yeah, the ultimate way that it was planned out, it kind of failed.
Miserably.
Yes. This show's so painful at points. Like most video game shows.
Yeah, I really thought this series was going to be better than what we've already reviewed in the past 50-some-odd episodes. And I remember when we started this series, this section of the podcast, I remember Neil saying, well, I don't know what I really want to rate this because I have to grade on some sort of curve because all the Mario episodes are 10 times worse than this, but there are some Mega Man episodes where it might be worse than Mario, and that's saying something. Thoughts on Brobots, Neil?
It's okay. The animation is really bad, really, really bad. It's. I want to say that it's almost as bad as Carnage in C minor.
Huh.
Which, oh my god! I mean, there weren't as many coloring mistakes, but all the faces, every face in this cartoon was a derp face, and there's a meme of the show on the internet where it's got Mega Man with his eyes pointed in two different directions, and I'm pretty sure it comes from this episode. I mean, I don't remember seeing the exact frame, but I recognize the style of how it was drawn. I'm like, oh god, this is the one. And yeah, I didn't like what they were trying to do with it because if you're gonna pretend to turn Proto Man into a good guy, you should give it some time. And it was pretty much thrown away almost instantly. When the villain showed up and he was like, "Hey, I'm on your side," I'm like, "Well, I don't care about this cartoon anymore." So this story, this is probably gonna be ruin my curve because this is as bad or probably worse than a Super Mario Brothers episode.
Wow. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. You're going to hear some ads. You're also going to hear this episode's musical selection. We'll be back with final thoughts and ratings after this.
Mega, right back. Messages.
It's Showtime Synergy. The latest review podcast from the Geekcast Radio Network is here. So join TFG1 Mike, Nicole Hailstorm, and myself, Lady Rec, as we will be reviewing all 65 episodes of Joe and the Holograms in a 25-episode-long podcast. You can find Showtime Synergy on iTunes and GeekCastRadio.com. We are the truly outrageous podcast that you want to be listening to.
Grab your helmets because it's time to assemble Mask. Mask Mayhem is here with your hosts TFG and Mike, Optimus Solo, and brand new host Toon Master Tim. This podcast covering all 75 episodes of Mask will feature in-depth analysis of every episode, talking the toys, and more. Mask Mayhem will run 30 podcast episodes. You can find us on iTunes and www.geekcastradio.com. So get your spectrums ready, as podcasting is the ultimate weapon.
Albert, Mega Man.
Alright, folks, we are back. Steve, what are you going to rate Campus Commandos?
A 1.
Okay. Neil?
I'll give it a 1.
Wow, I'm the optimist of the group. I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Wow.
Gunshot, anyone?
Yeah. I just kind of, the reason why I'm giving it a 2.5 is that, I like the appearance of Top Man. Like, I wish he would have shown up more, instead of just this one episode. What about Brainbot, Steve?
A 2, only based on the fact that the character's different-ish.
Neil?
I'll give it a 3. It was an average episode.
I'm gonna give it a 1.
Wow.
It just, I don't know what it was about this one. I mean, I was half waiting for the rest of the Voltron team to show up. I don't know, it just... Oh, that's the other reason why I'm giving it a 1. Is friggin' Gutsman. And him... I get his character is supposed to be the stupid, bumbling, large guy who basically ruins everything. But, I mean, come on. Snake Man and Cutman could have handled grabbing Brainbot and then taken him outside to Gutsman or something. I don't know. This is just... Him just ruining the whole stealth mission just kind of ruined my opinion of that episode. I'm almost scared to ask what we're going to rate Brobots, Steve.
You are. I like the concept of what they were trying to go for, but I do agree with Neil. It should have been like fleshed out across multiple episodes. Yeah. And kind of given some time to grow and kind of be like, oh, okay, Proto Man's a traitor on Dr. Wily. He's working with Mega Man. And then be like, oh my god, 5-6 episodes later that, after he's gained Mega Man's trust and find out that he really is still a sleazebag. But,
yeah.
So, I mean, I'll give it a 2.5 for effort.
Okay. What about you, Neil?
Negative a billion. No, I'll give it a 0. Oh my god, this episode was just hard to watch. No redeeming qualities.
I'm gonna give it a 2. It's only because I like the interaction between Proto and Mega. I think their lines and their banter back and forth is pretty damn good. So, alright folks, that's going to do it for us. Neil, what have you got coming up on Animation Aficionados, Decian, any of the stuff you're working on?
I don't know just yet, but I got stuff in the works that should be coming out shortly. I just have to put it in order.
Cool. What about you, Steve? What do you got going on?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Usually tell me anyway.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
How the hell can you not know what you're doing?
I never know what I'm doing anymore. I'm losing my mind.
Okay then, thank you for joining us here on Pixels in the Animation. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can comment on this and all of our other episode posts. Email us feedback at geekcastradio.com. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter at geekcastradio is the network Twitter. Mine is TFG and Mike. Steve, what is your Twitter?
SCP-21.
And Neil?
Neil Sama.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network. You can also check out Neil's Classic Gaming, Animation Aficionados, and Decian over there as well. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed the latest episode of Pixels in the Animation and wish you'll join us next time when we will be reviewing the final 3 episodes from Mega Man. Those being Bad Day at Peril Park. Oh no. Mega X.
Yes.
And Crime of the Century. For now, I am TFG1 Mike with
TV's Mr. Neil.
A drunken pirate.
Tune in next time and help us find the pixels in the animation.